So I also graduated from an Ivy League school, and I feel your pain. I really do. Um, I had to apply to I think like 10,000 jobs or something like that before I got anything. It's brutal, man. But I actually my first job was actually in executive recruiting. So I got into executive recruiting, which is when you basically are a third party agency that places candidates at companies. So I recruited for Wall Street and Silicon Valley and a few other companies like that. And so I learned how the recruitment industry really works inside and out. So there's two main variables that go into the recruiting function. What school you go to does not matter at all. It matters 0%. I can't emphasize this enough. It does not matter at all, period. These are the two parameters. It's the years of relevant experience you have for job title. It's that simple. So if you want to be an investment banker, at a certain level, they're going to say, okay, let's assume you're applying for investment banking analyst. They're literally going to ask you, how many years of relevant experience do you have as investment banking analyst? How many years of relevant experience do you have as investment banking associate? When I was applying as someone from an Ivy League school, I didn't get, much feedback, and I definitely didn't have people reaching out for me. Now that I have a LinkedIn and everything, I get a lot of messages from recruiters asking me if I want to do the job that I already have for the same amount of money that I already make. So that's really how it works. Once you get a job, it's much easier to get another job for that reason. And also for this reason, if you don't have a job, it's also a lot harder to get a job. And there's actually discrimination against people that haven't had a job longer than 3 months. So whatever you do, try not to be unemployed for longer than 3 months, because the longer you're unemployed, the more they're going to ask, well, why weren't you unemployed for so long, etc. I'm not a big fan of that way of thinking. I haven't done recruiting for a while. And I'm not a big fan of that mentality, but that is how it works. The second variable, which is even more important than the first, is your network. So I used to think that this was kind of baloney. I wasn't a huge believer in your network. I thought that the skills really mattered more. The skills do matter. You need to know how to do the job. But, with job postings today, they literally get thousands, maybe 10,000 job applicants for every one posting. So to get one job, you need to be in the 0.1% or 0.01%